Hey guys, this is Sabina. Welcome back to Day-to-Day Chess. For today, I'm bringing you back the classics, the game between Akiba Rubinstein and Emanuel Lasker, played in St. Petersburg in 1909. A tournament that was won both by Akiba Rubinstein and Emanuel Lasker with 14.5 out of 18, but Akiba Rubinstein won the tournament on tiebreaks. Emanuel Lasker doesn't need too much of an introduction. He was a world champion for 27 years, for 1894 until 1921, the longest world chess champion of all times. Still keeps that record. Akiba Rubinstein was a chess player that started to play chess relatively late at 16 years old, yet that didn't stop him from becoming a top chess player at the end of the 19th century, beginning of the 20th century. So he maintained his high level for quite some time as well, just he didn't manage to get the title of world champion, but he has definitely led a lot of things for future amateur chess players and professional chess players as well. What else can I say about him? Well, he definitely wanted to play a match against Emanuel Lasker because some people, not because of that, but some people were mentioning that Akiba Rubinstein might be even stronger than the world champion at that time, Emanuel Lasker. But unfortunately, he was coming from a poor family and didn't have that many connections. And it was very hard to meet the demands of Emanuel Lasker to prepare and plan a world championship match against him. Emanuel Lasker's financial demands were super high, and only one time Akiba Rubinstein was able to raise some money and get the match started in 1914. Unfortunately, the World War I broke through, and he was unable, the match got cancelled, and after that he was never able to challenge him again. So big loss maybe for the world, but we definitely had here two great chess players and have so much to learn from them. So by the way, did you guys know how many lines have Akiba Rubinstein's name? A lot. Trust me, I thought it was just the French one, but he has invented many more systems. Like for example, the Queen C2 in the Nimzovich is his system, and there's a line in the Queen's Gambit that's actually Rubinstein's trap, and there's one in Tarrasch that we're going to see today, and there is another one in Queen's Gambit. So definitely many lines by Akiba Rubinstein. If you don't know them or you want to find out more, make sure you Google it and find out all of the names. Maybe you knew them. I was only familiar with 2 or 3. I was not familiar with the fact that they have his name. But anyways, let's check out this game. So here he went bishop g5, but his actual invention later on was knight c3, and he met the Tarrasch defense by c takes d5, e takes d5, and now g3. This is called the Rubinstein system against the Tarrasch. He has not, maybe he hadn't perfectioned it yet before this game, so he went for bishop g5 here. c5, now he captured, of course, creating this pawn weak here in d5. Now knight c3, and black in this position somewhat has to do something about the pawn. He cannot just play bishop e7 because he just simply loses here some material in d5, a little pawn. He could have, however, tried to play some knight c6. This is another possibility in this position, but Emanuel Lasker went for c takes d4. Just getting rid of that pawn is definitely something nice to do because you don't need to worry about developing your bishop. You can do it anytime you want. So knight c6, and now, like I said, this was Akiba Rubinstein system but those times it wasn't perfectioned yet, so he played e3 here with the idea bishop b5, pinning the knight and also threatening to win some material in c6. Now bishop b5, bishop d7. What to do in this position? Emanuel Lasker is trying to complicate the position a little bit. He's actually giving away a pawn to be able to trade some pieces and get rid of his isolated pawn. So now bishop d7, bishop takes f6, bishop takes, now knight takes d5. So basically Rubinstein won a pawn here, but it's not that easy because Lasker was planning for bishop takes d4, e takes d4, and now the e file is open, this king is still in the center, well mine is as well, but the next move kind of shows a little bit of dynamism from black side, queen g5. So now technically I'm attacking 3 pieces in the same time. This bishop is not technically attacked, but if you just move the knight to defend g2, you're going to lose it, so you better be careful about it. The only move here in this position, well, there are 2. One is to give queen e2 check, which is not that impressive, but the other one is to capture in c6, which is what Rubinstein did. For example, a move like knight c7 to try to go for the exchange would be a big disaster for white, because after king d8, you can't just go to get the rook. Queen takes b5, and your knight is trapped in a8. My queen controls the f1 square. You're going to be losing here very, very soon. So white cannot afford to do that. Maybe after king d8, he doesn't need to take the rook. He could just take in c6. But even here, bishop takes c6. Your knight is trapped. Your king is in the center. Mine is quite safe. Actually, I'm on the same file where there's a pawn, so there's no checks or anything. And this g2 pawn is hanging. So the only move here would be d5. But I don't think this is a type of position, rook a to d8, that white would think of playing. So definitely not the best choice. That is the reason why Rubinstein went for bishop takes c6. But he should have had everything ready now for bishop takes c6, because now we're attacking the knight, and also that bishop is really strong, gets really strong on the diagonal. So what to do here? Knight e3 seems to be the only move to defend g2. And now Lasker is going for the tension, for the complications, let's say, of the game in a way. He played long castle here. I think it was a little bit over optimistic. In my opinion, bishop takes g2 would have been an interesting solution. And now if rook g1, just queen a5 check, let the trades of the queens happen, and now bishop e4, and this should be quite playable for black. I believe, because okay, I have a bishop versus a knight. You have this pawn d4, which is free, but it's also isolated, and you have how many islands of pawn? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So definitely I think this would have been much better for black if you were to do something crazy, or maybe even short castle and then try to find some way to put some pressure to get his pawn back. But Lasker went for the long castle, and here Akiba castled as well, showing that he is not at all afraid of the mate in g2, because this knight is a great protector. But of course, when you have only one great protector, if the opponent is trying to get rid of the protector, then we'll be in trouble. So that's exactly what Lasker did. Rook to e8, threatening to capture the knight, and of course, big mates here. And what to do here with white? If you play d5, well, yes, you can play it, but you're just giving me the pawn back, which I'd greatly appreciate. So, not that. He found this very beautiful move. Rook to c1, pinning the bishop and bringing the rook on the same file as the king, like I always say. And now, okay, black goes for his threat, rook takes e3, and the beauty of this position is that white here has this very nice little tactics. Rook takes c6, and now a very good move, queen to c1. We are not taking e3 to allow this endgame to happen, because here, what can we even hope for? But queen c1 is amazing, pinning the rook, and black's rook has no place to go without being captured. c6 is also attacked, and black cannot play rook to e6 because the rook is pinned, of course. And now he has to go for rook takes d4, and now f takes e3, and now again c6 and f7 are being attacked, and the rook, of course, as well. So black has to make a decision on which pawn to defend, that one or this one. So he finally defended the f7 pawn, and now Rubinstein's technique comes into place. Queen takes e6 first, winning a pawn, and now a very, very beautiful move, in my opinion, rook f4, such a great move, stopping the attack on e3, getting the rook ready, keeping it mobile. What to do with black? I mean, if you just give me a check here in d1, I don't care. I'm playing king f2. I'm coming with the king to the center. And your king is the weak one, in fact. So Lasker went for f5, trying to get rid of his weakness in f7. But from here is just beautiful. Queen c5, attacking. Queen e7. And Lasker thought maybe the rook endgame he has some chance to make a draw, but unfortunately for him, the rook endgame is super lost. And Rubinstein showed a great technique that is still used nowadays. So first capture, entering in the rook endgame. Now rook takes f5, getting the second pawn. So black needs to get his pawn back. Rook d1 check. And now we don't play rook f1 to allow rook d2 and now rook b1. No, we don't keep our rooks passive. We want them active. Of course, here rook f2, there's just repetition. And if rook b1 there, rook e2 probably, and I don't think white has any chance to win this position. So Rubinstein went for king f2. He said, you know what, I'm going to keep my rook active. You can go get the b2 pawn if you want to, which is exactly what happened. But now I put my rook in a5, both protecting a2, attacking a7. You have to make your rook passive. And now another very good move, rook to a6, cutting the king there on the 7th rank. And now basically all white needs to do is push the pawns, improve the position as much as possible, and then eventually black will stay without moves because he cannot activate his rook, he cannot do anything with the king. And I'm gonna play through the game. As you can see, he just started pushing the pawns, nothing for black to do, just stay there and wait. Here he played h6 because what to do? I'm threatening also g5. So he played h6, but h6 is weakening the g6 square, and it's actually giving white quite a nice entrance towards there. So that's exactly what white did. Now rook b7, there's just a little repetition here to make black get rid of some moves. Of course he could have played king e7, but it wouldn't have helped him much, because anyways the idea was that now I'll just play a3, give you the move, and you've got nothing to do here. Because no matter what you play, for example, the rook cannot go anywhere from the 7th rank, because anywhere you go, there's gonna be rook c7 check, winning the pawn. If you play, for example, what can we play? If you just play king e7, then I'm gonna play king to g6. Okay, and now what? Now I'm gonna play rook to c8 check, king comes to e7, and I'm going to win your pawn. Okay, we tried that as well. What else can you try? I mean, no matter where you move the king, I'm coming to g6. No matter where you move, of course you cannot move the rook here. And if you play rook e7, oops, sorry. If you play rook to e7, there's just e6 here. And goodbye, I'm winning. So I really hope you enjoyed this game and the end game, and are going to look more into our classics. Rubinstein is definitely a great example of classics, and I hope you can read more about him. soon after seeing this game. Okay, stay tuned for more tomorrow. Bye!